Okay, welcome back. I'm Joe. He's Nick. You are listening to hour number 2 of the Nick and Joe Show, coming to you on the Think Radio Broadcast Network. And if you want to join into our lively live chat, if you're listening to the show online, that is, I almost said on live. If you're listening to the show online, then all you have to do is click on the chat bubble or the comment bubble in the player. And if you haven't registered yet, if you've never registered, then you have to register. If you have registered but aren't logged in, you may have to log in. And that's just to ensure that you're a real flesh and blood human being, not some kind of malignant algorithm, a lurking liberal, a nosy, okay, whatever. You all know what I'm talking about there. So yeah, controversial issues tonight, Nick. We're just chock full of them.
Yeah, that's why it's we'll have to. Obviously, we chose to put off the conspiracy theory show because there's enough real ones out here. We don't need to talk about imaginary ones.
When we talk, that's the thing is when people talk about conspiracies, they what they tend to forget is that a conspiracy could actually be a real thing. But when we talk about conspiracy theories, we're not necessarily talking about the real thing. At least we don't think we are. But who knows? Being the
maybe there really is aliens at Area 51.
Well, being the self-critical people that we are, Nick, maybe there is. I have to be open-minded about some of these things. But the stuff we're talking about tonight, is as kooky as the kookiest conspiracy theory is, except that everything we've talked about tonight so far is real. And, if you're listening to the show, if you're just joining us, I'd encourage you to check us out, our podcasts. We do put the show up. It's broken into 4 parts, so we put it up in 4 pretty consecutive days. We don't put up a new part of the show on Saturday or Sunday, but, Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday. So go back and listen to some of the stuff. But I promise you, if you do, you better make sure that you have taken your blood pressure pills first, because some of that stuff is just kooky.
What you should also do is look under July 16th, not June 16th, because that's what Joseph put up for the date for today's show.
Did I put July 16th?
Yeah, it was AJ, I think, in the comment section, said, "Hey, Nick, what month is it?" I said, "June?" He said, "Are you sure?" I said, "I think so." And then he said, "Notice the show title." And I went to the top, July 16th.
Okay, so, thanks for pointing that out.
We can only save this one till July.
No, I appreciate you pointing that out. And my excuse is that I typed in. Notice I said I typed in,
yes,
as opposed to saying it. I typed in July immediately after our pre-production meeting. And trust me, if you think the sparks were flying during the show, we should have been recording our pre-production meeting, because the sparks were flying during that point. And I'm just. It's how do you calm down in order to go on the air after that?
Man, I don't know. I want to make a comment, though, before we get into the next actually hilarious topic.
Right.
It's serious, but it's look, they've got it coming, whoever we're going to talk about next. But I'm always amazed that you managed to dig up another of those episodes of Answer the Call that I did all those years ago. And I really enjoyed doing them. And I really would like to get back to it. The problem, of course, is old man time. He keeps ticking away, and I've got 2 part-time jobs now and a farm to run and all that stuff, so I don't have the time I used to. Because I wrote that series one winter when I didn't have much else going on. I was doing part-time at the radio station in Ottawa, and so I had the time to sit down and actually craft them together, and then I had the production staff help me with it at the radio station, and that's why they sound so good. But I was listening to that one, and I'd forgotten writing it until I heard it, and I went, oh yeah, that one. But they're really great little snippets. I really enjoy them when I can find them. So I don't know where you're getting them, but I like the fact you're playing them.
Well, Nick, I just don't know what to say.
Well, you just wave your wand and poof, there they are.
There they are.
That's right.
Okay,
All
let's get on with this because we haven't had enough fun. So let's have more fun.
This is another example of people who I'm not sure have anything above the cerebral cortex, other than perhaps a 29.9-inch vacuum, which is about as close to a perfect vacuum as you can get on Earth.
Okay. Canada's Green Party.
As soon as you say it, I start to laugh.
So Canada's Green Party has a new leader. It has for a few months now. Anami Paul is the leader of the Green Party of Canada.
I didn't even know. I thought Dizzy Lizzy was still there.
No. She stepped down a while. They had a leadership race, and Anami Paul won the leadership. And I haven't had the opportunity to meet her yet, but by all accounts, she's a lovely, delightful lady. So she's the leader of the party. And, there's been sniping and all of this stuff, which is kind of the way things go when you are the leader of a political party. Not everything is smooth sailing.
No.
Anyway, last month, our listeners will remember that there was an outbreak in hostilities in the Middle East, particularly between Hamas in the Gaza Strip and Israel. And during that exchange that went on for more than a week, the leader of the Green Party tweeted, and I don't have the exact words of the tweet here in front of me, but it's I could paraphrase, and this will not surprise anybody for a mainstream political party in Canada, or a party that not purports but would like to be mainstream. That's just a motorcycle passing in the background somewhere, probably. So anyway, the leader of the Green Party puts out a tweet essentially saying, look, both sides need to show restraint. The Palestinians, have to stop firing rockets at Israel. The Israelis have to stop overreacting, or the disproportionate response is the word that they like to use. And can everybody please get along, and that kind of thing. So that's paraphrasing. Apparently, ladies and gentlemen, that was very offensive to one of the MPs one of the Green Party MPs, an MP by the name of Jenica Atwin from Fredericton.
Oromocto.
I'm sorry?
Oromocto. It's a town. Oromocto.
Okay, but her riding is Fredericton.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So in New Brunswick. So she's upset. She is upset because she found this tweet to be outrageous. She found this tweet to be too pro-Israel. She found the tweet to not have supported the Palestinians. That the poor Palestinians are being killed, and those bad Israelis are practicing genocide, ethnic cleansing, and what's the word she used in particular? Oh, apartheid. It's an apartheid state. And she tweeted to that effect as well. I'm paraphrasing. I'm not reading the exact words of the tweet. So this Green Party MP, Jenica Atwin, decided that she had to quit the Green Party. The Green Party was just too pro-Israel for her. So she crossed over to, wait for it, here it comes, ladies and gentlemen, the Liberal Party. How? I mean, Nick, if we were writing comedy, parody, satire, whatever.
This reminds me of Yes Minister.
No, this would never have happened on Yes Minister.
Well, no, the kind of how do I put it? The fact that she's basically what she's doing is she's shaking her fist at the Green Party and say, "You're not anti-Semitic enough. I'm going over where the real anti-Semites are."
Well, that's it's funny because and by the way, just to be clear, we're not accusing the Liberal Party of being anti-Semitic.
No, but that's what she's saying.
But that is exactly what it looks like. That is exactly what she set it up to be. And Nick, what can I say about your favorite politician, Justin Trudeau?
He would welcome her with open arms.
Who somehow or other, he either welcomes her, he knows about it and welcomes her, knowing the circumstances, or perhaps is just clueless and the party is just running on autopilot somehow, and this gets by him. Because, he's been away. He was at the...
I was going to say, this may have happened while he was not wearing a mask, sitting around the conference table at the G7 meeting, was it?
Well, the G7 followed by the NATO summit. And I think he's back in Canada now, allegedly staying at a quarantine hotel for 14 days.
Just imagine. Yeah, it's called Rideau Hall. Anyway.
And how silly is that? Like,
did he ever, on a side note,
the prime minister travels internationally, comes back, and stays at a quarantine hotel. Like, seriously, why aren't you staying at Beach Lake or whatever and quarantining there? I mean, for Pete's sake. I mean, that's the worst kind of virtue signaling.
It's his attempt to find a link with a common man, but he comes back looking like a sheepdog, and just like, oh my God, this guy. Anyway, I still think, last week we were talking about, was he talking about the military or his cabinet? This, I don't think he has a clue what's going on inside his own party. He barely has a clue what's going on in the real world, because most real world leaders won't have anything to do with them. There's a great clip of him when Trump was still president. Trump wouldn't even shake his hand. He was stacking papers, and nobody wanted to talk to him. And he looked like a lonely little boy at his massive international conference. I forget which one it was now, but just like, oh man, can you imagine Harper or Diefenbaker or Pearson or even Chrétien or Trudeau, the original, being ignored like that at an international conference?
Oh, listen.
I can't.
Imagine the firestorm that would have ensued if a MP from any other party that was going to be issuing tweets talking about Israeli apartheid or talking about ethnic cleansing or anything like that. Can you imagine the firestorm in the press and in Parliament if the party, the Conservative Party, especially under Stephen Harper, had accepted this MP into their caucus?
Oh my! They'd have tarred and feathered him from the highest steeple in town.
They would have had protesting in the streets.
Oh yeah, no kidding.
So
hey ho ho, Stephen Harper's got to go.
So why is it not the same for the Liberal Party? Okay, that's a softball. I'm throwing that softball out for you, Nick.
All right. Well, obviously.